Hey guys, listen. What is today? Wednesday? Look at me, I don't even know, right? Happy Wednesday, guys. Listen, happy Wednesday. Glad to see you in the building. Don't forget, hit that like button as you come in the building. Today, it is time to recap Love and Marriage DC. I hope that y'all are still watching. I'm really enjoying it. You know, I love Love and Marriage DC. So we're recapping tonight. And in order to get on this train ride, you got to do what? Hit that like button. Okay, that is your ticket on the train. So are you ready to board this train? What do we have to say in the chat if y'all ready for us to board this train? Hey Shan, y'all know how we gotta board this train. Help me out, guys. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. You know what we gotta do. Choo choo. All aboard, everybody. Hit that like button, and that's your free ticket on this train. So listen, guys, let me bring our monthly ticket holder in the building, okay? She missed the train last night, but she on this train tonight, okay? Here we go. Hey, Auntie Robin.
Auntie Robin's in the house right now. My check got delayed, so I couldn't buy my ticket. But I'm here now, especially because today is what? The International Day of the Woman. Shout out to all women, far, near, and right here with us. We're going to celebrate us however best we can, even though we're going to have to talk about some mess of some of the women. We're going to take a moment on the side because Diva, you're going to say, hallelujah, praise God, amen, and thank you for all the women that we have here in our midst. Amen.
Thank you for all the women. Yes. And it's so many. You know what? Maybe I'll talk about it on Friday or Saturday. It's so many females that did so many great things in this world. And yes, we got a time to celebrate us. So we're going to celebrate. Okay. Yeah. You couldn't click the link, but okay.
Because she didn't.
Hey E, how you doing? Our senior release engineer is in the building. What's going on, right. E?
Choo choo. Hey, Diva. Hey, Aunt Robin.
Hey,
I'm going to step away in a moment, but I noticed you were late yesterday, Aunt Robin, or absent rather. I thought that you were stuck in the hotel room. I thought you were stuck in the hotel room with Chris and couldn't get out. So hey, girl,
you know
welcome back.
Tell the truth. Don't tell a lie. Here's where we are. Me and Chris, we see each other. I was sitting and plotting with Chris because we were trying to decide if we're going to have a next season, how he and I are going to take them other chicks down. He was plotting with me. That's a lie. I was plotting with him because I was putting every kind of bug in his ear about how we're going to unravel the green-eyed bandits should they make it back to the platform.
Honey, somebody need to take them down, but they standing strong. Nobody has taken them down yet. But you know what? Lisa Renner went, I'm going to say 7 rounds before somebody took her down. So the hope is not dead.
Lisa can't stand toe-to-toe with me, though.
Huh?
Lisa Renner can't stand toe-to-toe with me, though.
Yeah, well, you know, she got taken down. So, you know, the Green Eye Band is their time may come. Hey, Shan.
Hey, everybody. Choo, choo, choo. I missed you last night, Auntie Robin. I missed your commentary, so I'm happy you're here.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Auntie Robin was a little bit out of commission, but she here. I don't know how hard I'm going to swing because I'm going to say right now, I'm a little bit more reserved. Today I'm going to come in as the contrarian, and I expect that I will be accepted in that role.
Of course. And I hope you're feeling great, all of you.
Yes. So listen, everybody, let's get this train and go ahead and pull it out this station and go to our first stop. And our
wait, Diva.
Yes.
I'm looking at who we are here. You know what today is? We already said it's the International Day of the Woman. Are we going to have a whole female? Is this about ladies first? Ladies first.
Yes. Wow. The all ladies panel here. We didn't even plan it. It just happened that way. You see what the universe does? Okay, we're all here. Hey, Emmanuel. Hey, listen.
Hey.
They love your pick, E. So listen, guys. Oh, let me say this too. You know, YouTube is trying to do the crackdown. But luckily over here in, the Great Tribe and Divas World, we don't really get down like that, but I'm going to mention it anyway. YouTube, is really cracking down on the amount of profanity that is used on these different YouTube channels. Now, listen, some channels, that's all they do all day long. Every other word is a curse word. We don't do that over here. I mean, if something slips out, they're not going to just ding you for a slip out. But be mindful in the chat. And if you come up on the panel to speak, watch your tongue. Watch your tongue. Okay. Verbalize yourself without using curse words. Okay. So we good, y'all. Let's go ahead and pull this train out the station and go to our first stop. And our first stop, see, Ashley is messing us up already. I think she picked a horrible name for her book, okay, because a lot of places can't even say it when she goes to promote the book. It's just messy. She should have just got a better name. But she gave the name of her book is Say That Sugar Honey Iced Tea, and she gave an event, named after her book, where she wanted to bring the ladies together, and she was hoping that everybody can just hash it out, say what you want to each other, and let's just move on with life, right? But of course, it's a bunch of females, and unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. So who was at this event? Everybody was there. Ashley was there. Her sidekick Alicia was there, and I think they're trying to put Alicia on the show. I don't know how I feel about that just yet, but she was there. Sherrell was there. Okay. Winter was there. Believe it or not, they allowed Winter into the building. Erana was there. Joi was there, and I think that was everybody, right? And of course, Ashley, because she was hosting the event. So Erana was like, excuse me, why is Winter here? Okay. And Ashley pretty much said, you know what, we don't have to be best friends, but because we are all connected in some type of way, I just want us, when we show up, to be able to have a conversation or just wave to the person and keep it moving, right? Thank you, Emmanuel. He said the train is a cuss-free zone. There you go, right there. Hello, okay? Cuss-free zone on this train. So, that's what, Ashley said. She said, we just want y'all to kind of get along. So Sherrella, in Erana, I think those two are just never going to get along. But I will say this. Joi shocked me. She owned up to her mess. But Sherrella, again, the theme of the week, thanks to Chris Rock, is selective outrage. And that's what Sherrella had towards Erana. Because Joi sat there and admitted, she said, listen, I'm the one that said something about your husband. Why are you and Erana going at it? I don't get it. Because I am the one that said something. But Sherrella still had all of this energy towards Erana. It didn't make any sense, especially when Joi was like, look, it was me. And Joi just sat there and those two was going back and forth again. It was just so messy, right? Winter at this event, she gives out her invitations to, it's a divorce party. She's calling it something else. I think it's silliness, right? I think it's silliness, but that's me. I mean, you divorce. I mean, it's over. Let it go.
It's grasping for a storyline.
Oh my. Okay.
See, I'm singing this song. Call it over day. Oh, yeah, it's done.
And then I will say this. She played a little bit of her song Gutter Barbie. And, the ladies kind of seemed to have a little happier moment when she played that. Because she was like, listen, I wasn't trying to be messy. This song is not dedicated to y'all. It's not a diss song. She had a moment and she made the best out of her moment. Listen, Candy did it on Roa. A lot of people do it, right? Candy did it with the whole bedroom Candy. And she did a whole dungeon tour. She was pissed about what Phaedra and Portia did to her, but it's sort of like she made lemonade out of lemons, right? It's one of those type of situations. Yeah, the whole gutter party thing, I'm confused too, but she made a song, she played the song, and the ladies had a little kiki ha ha moment. So that is pretty much what happened at that particular scene. I'll go around, ladies, and see what y'all think about it. Okay, this is ladies' night. So Shan, what do you think about the say that you know what party event given by Ashley?
You know what? I like the name of the book. Because I feel like it just makes you want to do that, and I heard it's being sold in Barnes and Noble, so not bad. But Irena, I don't know, she's good. I used to love Irena, but I feel like now she's just jumping on the bandwagon. Like, I know her and Winter has her issues, but I feel like she doesn't like Winter even more just because of Ashley. But I feel like she has every right not to like Winter because of the whole child situation, the dinner they had. But I feel like Irena is kind of, also looking for some drama, which is fine. I'm glad she's doing more this season. I don't know why Ashley's friend was there. I don't really care for her. I don't know.
I'm not like her. I'm not
No.
like her. When they come on and they just want to be someone's
Extra.
yeah, like extra lapdog. I don't like
Yep.
it. If you're gonna come on and have your own identity, I can get with that. But it's almost giving Jacqueline vibes on a different level. The same situation, but Jacqueline
Yes.
vibes.
And
Uh-huh.
Ashley gives me that vibe where she needs a lapdog. Like she needs a lapdog because she's very outspoken. But I feel like she likes people who's like, not on her level. Because I could clearly see the difference. Okay? No shade.
Yeah, I'm not. Maybe we're going to see something different from Alicia, but so far, all I'm seeing her is be up underneath Ashley's wing, so to speak. What did you think about this scene? Ashley's, say that what event?
I didn't think anything of it. That is all.
Oh my God. You know what I didn't like, which I will add to this before I come to you, Robin. I didn't like the fact that later on we found out that the ladies was talking about Sherella's wig. I think it's messy. Like, I just think it's messy. But go ahead. What are your
But I
thoughts?
see why.
Okay, before I say this, Sherella's wig was a lot to talk about because it was horrible and it sucked. But I digress. I hope I'm not taking over and speaking for you, E. But in my opinion, the book title was an unnecessary stretch. And I think that Diva, that's kind of what I feel like you were saying is she could have found a different title because the title that she picked was not universal enough. It was offensive to some, and it really didn't give us an idea about what the book was about.
Right.
My big question is about Gutter Barbies, the Gutter Barbie song, because I felt like they were like experiencing the concept and the song in different spaces, places, and time without changing the characters. Because as it was initially shared with us, I understood it to be very much a diss, and now it's a love language, love song. Let us all sympathetic get along. Are you kidding me? That was, by the way, however it came to be, I'm gonna call it the worst editing that we've seen on this show so far. You cannot call me anything that has gutter attached, and I'm gonna be bopping, singing, swinging, and swaying to it. No, ma'am, no, sir, no, nobody, no, nothing.
That part.
Y entiendo, no, y no entiendo, no entiendo, no entiendo.
I'm trying to see if I can find the lyrics to it. I should have looked that up earlier, but anyway, if I could find the lyrics, I'll pull them up. But they was acting, I couldn't really hear the lyrics when they was playing it, when I was watching it. But they was acting like based upon the lyrics, they felt like, okay, yes, she wasn't trying to diss them. And again, her and Sherrell are sticking to the narrative that Black, Sherella's husband, would never, promote or put out some music that is going to diss somebody. I
And
don't
they
know
have the
Black well enough.
t-shirts too.
Huh?
The t-shirts. I feel like they're trying to profit off of,
Right.
the gutter
They're trying
Barbies
to
thing,
monetize
because
it.
they made the t-shirts. So now they're trying to make it seem like it's not a diss. So let's make money. She's making money. We're the gutter Barbies. Let's make money. But I agree with Auntie Robin. You can't call me nothing gutter, honey. We'll have a problem forever.
But was this in this first scene? Was this the scene also where Joi and Clifton were talking with Carmen, or is that the next one?
No, I'm
We're
getting
gonna get to we're gonna get to Lady Blue Eye contact
sorry.
later, right?
Okay, sorry about that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
No,
But I can't stand
you're okay. So we'll go ahead and move to the next stop. So Joi and Clifton go out to lunch or whatever with Carmen, and Carmen's from Ready to Love, and Carmen apparently was in love with Clifton. She was like second running, and then when she found out that he really wanted Joi. Go ahead, Robin, because you know more. I didn't watch it. I'm just basing upon what they
lies
said
and
at the
propaganda.
dinner.
I know. That's why I was. That's why I felt comfortable saying lies and propaganda. Carmen was
Oh.
I don't know, like the red herring thrown into the bunch. She was. Let me just say that when Clifton met her, he was suspect to her because of her blue contact lenses.
Yes.
Right. So she was never like up there. She just survived to the end because she played the game. He not straight up from day one. Clifton, he only had eyes for Joi. He didn't like and wasn't feeling nobody. He talked smack and he was playing the game
Right.
through the end with everybody else. But trust and believe, Carmen was not it again. Remember, right? He talked about them. What's up with them blue contacts? He was never feeling her.
Yeah, she was just good TV, so she stayed longer than necessary.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like my own opinion. I didn't think she was good TV. I thought that she was an aberration. Yeah, Carmen. Unlikable from the beginning.
Either way, I can respect her for, and maybe she's doing it for TV again, for getting over it, being friends with Joi and Clifton. Apparently he has some type of back problem. He's going to have back surgery. Yes. Back surgery is always so scary to me because it's so dangerous and it's like your spine, one wrong move and you could be paralyzed. But of course, you don't want to be, you don't want somebody to be forever in pain. So I'm wishing him well with that. So it was interesting to hear Joi talk at this dinner. And then what was also interesting is they said that Carmen is a business partner. So I was like,
what is the business, right?
I'm thinking, is it his oils for his beard?
It looks like an entanglement, the way she was looking at him. Call me if you need anything. After surgery, anything at all. I didn't really like that. Not too much on my man. I'm sorry. And that sounds really insecure of me, but the way she was looking at him, it was almost like Google eyes. I saw that.
Maybe E will help to remind me, but her role was in high-end PR that had to do with athletes and artists, if I recall correctly.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't wash for me. I'm going to say this before we move on, that I have already gone on record as saying that Clifton and Joi were brought onto this cast as a Hail Mary when they lost the Samuels, and now they're bringing other folks from franchises on the network. I never believed yesterday, today, or probably tomorrow that Joi and Clifton were a good fit for this cast, and bringing in Blue Eyes doesn't help for me.
Yeah.
I agree.
A lot of people say they never liked Carmen. See, I don't know. I stopped watching Ready to Love. Okay, so she was messy. Joi starts talking to her and says that, you know what, Alicia's messy. She said, Alicia's and Ashley is messy. She said that Ashley wanted to be the head bitch on the show, okay? And she called Alicia. Now, I'm sure this is going to get a lot of backlash. Joi better be ready for this reunion because she called Alicia Ashley's sidekick, her ride or die, okay? Joi says she's really only close to Erana. But that's interesting because you close to her, but you couldn't drag yourself to her wig line event. But we'll get to that, right? Um, and she said that's when Joi was telling Carmen that she didn't like how they was talking about Sherrell behind her back. Now, one thing I will say is this: if they talked about, I do agree with Joi on this. If they talking about Sherrell behind her back, what are they saying about you behind your back? And listen, I feel like maybe they was talking about that wig because Arena's coming out with her Lux wig line. Listen, the wig that Sherrella had on is not for me, but I think it fits her whole particular style. That's who she is. She likes her hair like that. And one thing I will say, I'm getting to know Sherrella, never seen her before, whatever. But what I do like about Sherrella is she has a whole lot of confidence. And I love that in a person. She's extremely confident in who she is, the way she is, and how she is. And when I see Sherrella on the screen, I don't even see her size. I think she dresses well for herself. I like the way her makeup is always on point. I'm like what Sherrella is presenting in terms of the way she dresses and how confident she is. And she wears her confidence well, and that's what I like about Sherrella. So I felt like her wig was perfect for her. Everybody couldn't pull that off, but I felt like she pulled it off because it's her personality. So let's talk about this scene with Joi and Clifton, and see, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts? I'll start with you, E, since you didn't have much to say about the other scene. What do you have to say about this scene?
Well, this one is where, my eyes began to pucker up. And I have to agree with Shan and Robin. It's clear that Clifton was never interested in Carmen. This is why Joi and Clifton felt comfortable to sit down and do lunch, because who in their right mind would sit down with somebody who is vying for the position and wants to be the wife? Like, that doesn't even sound right. Carmen is a third
Right.
wheel, and I want her to find some self-esteem. When it comes
Oh.
to the message that I really want to tell y'all this evening, and this is coming from deep within my heart, you all, is heavy. I'm burdened by the crumbs of Kitten Hill Samuels and the Juan Dixons of the world. When I told y'all last week that men over the age of 40 act like it's their prime and it's the perfect time to settle down, listen, what did Clifton say in this scene? His back is broke down and he's losing sensation. Okay? Take Clifton and Joi out of the scenario and stop letting these men tell y'all they don't hit a wall, because they do. And they prefer
Mm.
younger girls. And they say younger girls prefer older men. Listen, when I was 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, I never wanted an older man. I was in college. I worked in corporate America. I had my own house, my own car. I didn't need some old man to tell me what to do, where to go, and what to be. Listen, I'm not here to be a nurse aide. I encourage all the ladies in the chat, please enjoy your youth and have the most fun you possibly can. Okay. What I got from that conversation with Clifton and Joi with Carmen is that Clifton is a needy partner. He's having back
Mm.
problems, which could lead to other problems with his feet, his hips, his neck, his shoulders, and other extremities. Clifton and Joi don't need a baby right now. They need to focus on themselves, their careers, and raise Clifton's first set of kids. They seem to be like, seems to me like they just want a baby just to have as an ornament. What I do agree with, though, was Joi, when Joi said Ashley and Alicia are messy. And I was shouting at the TV and saying, and is. She's definitely trying to be the HBIC. We all said that last week, and it's given last season. I want us to move forward. And I do admire Diva. I agree with you. I admire Sherella's confidence. I think that is beautiful about her. I don't notice her size when she comes on the screen either, because she's
Yep.
proportionate. Not only is she
Mhm.
proportionate, but she has a vibrant personality, and that
Yes.
supersedes everything. And I never
Yep.
thought she was trying to be um like traditionally fashionable. I When I look at Sherella and this big personality, it's clear that she she dresses for that big personality. And you know, that's exciting when somebody gets up every day, and every day is a fashion show. It's a new adventure. It's a new thing. I don't have a problem with the way that she dressed. And I think some of those ladies talking about wigs, we'll get to that in a moment. So I'm going to let Aunt Robin and Shan take over, but I don't think anybody has had their hair done consistently enough to bash someone else, even the person with their own wig line, but we'll get to that later.
Right, I agree with you.
Look
Shan,
at
your thoughts
Diva's face.
Shan?
You know what? Joi is full of ish, okay? Because she was saying she doesn't like how Alicia talks about her wig behind her back. Meanwhile, she sat and talked about them behind their back. If you had such an issue with it, you should have pulled Alicia to the side and say, hey, like, are we like, why are we doing this? It's not a sisterhood. Like, she was just talking about them behind their backs. And then she always tried to use Erana as her mouthpiece. You notice she never says anything when she's in front of them. So
Nothing.
I never liked Joi. I'll never like Joi. I never liked her from the reunion of Ready to Love, so I'm a bit biased, but I still don't like her.
No.
I don't like Sherrell either. She's very loud. She's always yelling, you know. And I talk really loud, and I'm trying to, you know, get that intact. But she's just always so hyper. I agree, she's very confident. You know how Rihanna dresses like different and she could wear stuff? Like certain people, they could just try different things and we might say, wow, that's weird. That's interesting. So I like that, you know, she's living her fashion life. But I don't like her. She brings people say Stormy was ghetto. I'm surprised nobody said Sherrell was ghetto because she's hella loud and obnoxious. Like everything is hey people. Like stop, please. Stop yelling in my ear.
Michelle, you say Joi was trying to play both sides. I think she was, but I will give it to her. She owned up to it though at the say that you know what event. She owned up to it. She straight up told Sherrell like, yo, blame it on me. I'm the one that said it. And Sherrell didn't even pay her any attention. She just kept going for Raina. But I do get it. Yeah, and listen, let the redeem say so. I'm coming to you, Auntie Robin, and I'll come back to you. Let the redeem say so. Yes, I totally agree with you. Right, lose weight as natural as you can. All of this, you know that those two meds that are out now, they saying a lot of celebrities are using it. That Ozempic and I think the other one, Wegovy. There's a couple of, there's a few of them out there, but the problem is now they're talking about, you know, the side effects that can happen from it, and when people stop taking it, all the weight comes back and then some. It's messy. It's like this medication does so much harm, but that's a whole nother story for another day. Did you want to say something before I go to Auntie Robin?
Yes, Sherrell bypass Joi because she knows Joi is small fish and Joi can't handle it. That's too easy for Sherrell. She would demolish Joi. Joi can't handle that. She went to the big fish, and that's Erana because Erana is the peach holder, so to speak, and Erana is gonna give you the mouth right back. So no, Sherrell knew what she was doing. To me, that's a bigger insult for you to tell somebody that no, take it out on me, and they pay you absolute dust. To me, you're insignificant.
I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I'm just like, yo, this girl is telling you it was me, and you not even saying nothing to her. Come on now, Sherrell. She still had all the heat for Raina. RT Robin, what did you think about that scene?
I need to be directed, please.
What do you mean?
Because everybody who said something, I was thinking other things. I mean, I went from I am not a white woman who can listen, be clear. I'm not a white woman who can wear a size 2. When I was a teen, I went to the chubby shop at the original Lane Bryant. I went to college measuring 38, 26, 41. So
come on, girl.
I know, hot as hell. But anyway, so
come on.
Today. So I'm all over the map because I've been thinking about different things. So for example, when y'all talked about Sherrell's her style, I'm unimpressed because you know my village includes people who are similarly sized as I am. Some of us are different heights, and we wear our stuff differently. But I'll tell you what, as much as fly as I think I am, being 5'7", looking like I'm 6 feet, my friend who is 5'3" gets more play than I do when we go out. Whole craziness, but so I'm confused. So I need to be directed.
It is amazing how it's amazing how different weights can carry on different heights. And I'm the same height as you, Aunt Robin, and I think Diva even mentioned this last week, and I don't want to steer off track, but she says the same person can have on the same outfit as someone else, and they will look totally classy, and the other person will look totally trashy. And it's amazing how physique really, the way that our bodies carry weight can really change the way an outfit looks. And
it
but that's a
does.
story for another time. Go ahead. Sorry about
I
that.
know, right? Because really quickly, one of my best friend, her husband, one year for Christmas, bought her this leather outfit, and she's my friend. She's short. She's like 5'3", and she said to him, "What am I supposed to do with this?" He said, "Well, Robin got something like that." She says, "Do I look like Robin?" He said, "But y'all the same size." She said, "Well, we not the same height, so
Ooh,
you could wrap."
entanglement.
She was like, "You can wrap this up and give it to Aunt Robin, but it ain't working for me."
Oh God. But yeah,
Oh,
but I
Lord,
mean,
Jesus.
I think
Let's
the
get back
bigger
on
thing
track.
I
I'm
want to
sorry. Let's
say,
get back.
yeah, we put back on track. But with the bigger thing I want to say about Sherrell is I just love her confidence. And I love when you can see not the same cookie colored person on the TV.
True.
We getting to see a diverse group in many different ways, right? And this is the first time on reality TV that we've seen someone like Sherrella be on the show, right? And
Can
in
I say something
addition to
about
that,
that?
huh?
You know what? You're right. The one thing I will say about what you're saying about Sherella is I would be happier if when she didn't come like the last episode and the episode before when she came with the mess. I don't believe that she's about that kind of mess that she brought with a lot of the consternation. I believe that she is who we saw at her podcast, and I would prefer to see that Sherella than the messy Sherella because for me, I have hit a threshold about how people are presented to me on in these reality shows. I have long been bothered that there have been so many pre-produced moments and distractions and not unrealities. I don't know if that's a real word, but when I saw Sherelle and her husband, the pocket, they were like, "That's how they kiki. That's how they get down." That's what I
I
want
think
to
she
say.
brought heat the other time because they was talking about her husband, and I think most people, if you're gonna talk just like Candace, you're gonna talk about my husband, then we got some heat. You know what, Sheila? You know what, Sheila? You are right. What about Buffy? The difference with Buffy is Buffy didn't have the confidence. Buffy didn't have the confidence, and you felt it and you saw it. Buffy had her confidence was on the low end of the spectrum, so to speak.
But if
So
they
she
had
didn't.
given us her husband, it would have helped. If they had given us more of Buffy's husband, that would have given us I think, a different view of Buffy because we didn't get to see him give her the support that I believe she needed, if I recall correctly about her. She had the Asian husband, right?
No, her husband. I don't think he was Asian. I think he was just a white guy. I don't think he was Asian.
But
But but yeah, Buffy from Married to Medicine.
right. I thought he was
Yeah,
Asian.
Google it. I don't think her husband was Asian. Google it.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah, but Sheila, I will say this. I just think in comparison with the two, Buffy overall, her confidence wasn't up there because even when she got into it with Jackie, I would have gave Jackie a little more heat. I wouldn't have let Jackie punk me down. But that's just my opinion. And you know what? Yeah, Shan, you said I like Sherella's confidence. She doesn't give ghetto vibes like Stormy. Yeah, it's a different level. And I did like her whole podcast, and we'll get to that. But let's move on to this next scene with Quick and Ashley and the family. Quick manager came over. I think Quick it brings his manager a lot because his manager is like a father figure to him. So he came over. Now this is where I'm getting like, like they're doing a lot of the same. Ashley wanted to give the kids contracts about their chores and everything else. It was reminding me of Cynthia and Nene with the friendship contracts. So I was like, I wasn't. I'm like, can y'all do original stuff? They're still talking about waking the kid up for school. I'm over this stuff. Come on, Quick and Ashley, give us something different. So that's pretty much that particular scene there. And they talked about Quick talked about how they wanted to bring the kid. He wants to bring the kids together, Jamie Jr. And Jamie Sr., for them to go and take the kids kind of to a different part of the neighborhood so they could see what life is like and try to deter them. Antonio, his only son, I want to say, from going that route. So that's what was the scene with them. So then Erana, has a photo shoot, and Ashley is at the not Ashley, I'm sorry. Yeah, Ashley is at the photo shoot. Joi is at the photo shoot. And Joi says she's not going to Winter's event. And I think they all look really good at the photo shoot with the wigs on. I thought that was a nice moment there, right? But you know what, Shan, now you're clicking in my ear because Joi, you're right. Joi was all heated about them talking about Sherrell behind her back, but she kind of gave a little bit of shade towards Winter and her singing abilities. So, it's like the pot
behind her back.
Behind her back. I mean, come on. You see, that's why you got to talk to me. You're ringing my ear. Erana talked about how her and Sherrella, they're just like oil and water. So, she doesn't, know what they're going to do about their particular relationship. And then I'll just go ahead and get into this other scene before we do the podcast and the WIG event. This other scene I'll throw in here is with little Jamie, Jamie Senior, Quick, and Antonio, and they kind of go and they meet up in the neighborhood. So little Jamie got a job. Okay, he got a job.
Hallelujah.
He's doing his whole hallelujah. He's doing his whole counseling thing with the kids. That goes to pretty much like an alternative school. And he said, he got emotional when he went there, and the kids didn't really have much. They only had their hoodies and it was cold outside. Now listen, this is where I'm not saying he did or didn't, but this is where little Jamie, I was like, okay, now y'all doing too much. On his third day, he organized the whole coat drive. All right. Come on, little Jamie. Now I was with you. You got a job. The counseling help. I'm rolling with you. But when they went to throw in the third day of him working there, he organized a whole coat drive for the kids because he saw they was cold. I said, come, stop. But anyway, I'm going to give him credit for getting a job and turning his situation around. I mean, like I said, I really did. The scene with Quick and Ashley was whatever. The photo shoot was cute. And then we had the whole little Jamie session. And yes, Scylla, yeah, I thought so. Like Buffy's husband is white. Yeah. So, all right. So we'll start up with you, Auntie Robin. Anything you want to say about any one of those three scenes?
This particular episode, the best scene for me was this, and the Jamie the Fourth, this little Jamie the Fourth discovery, and whether or not it was 3 days or not, and if there it is any truth to him organizing a coat drive, whatever day that he might have started that job, I have a lot of respect for that, and I give him credit for it. And I think that is actually the best scene for me out of this, because I was very dubious about this entire episode. And that was the most heartwarming thing. It was the most illustrative thing. It was the most impactful. It gave rise to the true situation. I'm not sure, but I think that he's in a school. I think it's in Southeast DC. And, if people know, I don't know, remember everything about the different neighborhoods, but I believe that is a very impoverished neighborhood. And so I give props. And I'm going to say this. I don't like fake, phony, and fraud in these reality shows. But if he was lying about it and he was being fake, phony, and fraud, I'm a co-sign just because of the attention.
Yeah, I think he probably did do it, but I'm just like, your third day, you just organize this yourself. Okay, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Shan, you are correct. Quick is so two-faced. He was just talking about little Jamie Jr., wasn't he though? Now you want him talking to your son. Make that make sense. I'm trying to tell you, girlfriend, make that make sense. But Quick, you know what? He
How
be
come
all over.
Shan did? Wait, Diva, why didn't Shan say, "Wow, last season, first season, DJ Quick was falling asleep on the road and barely around the family, and all of a sudden now he's a finalist for Father of the Year."
Okay, finalists, okay, in the top 5, okay, the top 2, matter of fact. Yes. Baby Queen said, I'm happy to see that the family counseling is showing improvement. I think that was an amazing counselor, a really good counselor. And I you know what, sometimes people just need time to find their way. So I'm rooting for little Jamie. Shan, what are your thoughts on those 3 scenes?
I think he found the perfect job for him because some people, they just need purpose. So I feel like him seeing himself in those kids give him purpose. He can stay out of trouble. He gives me the type like he doesn't want to work unless he feels like it's his purpose and he's making a change. Or he could just be lazy, but I feel like it's a perfect fit for him. You know,
You're right, Shan.
and I'm excited to see his growth. I felt like Tyra Banks last couple episodes ago, because I'm like, I'm rooting for you, and I feel like now I'm proud of him. You know, I feel like Quick is extra. I don't know, like that little man. I feel like he do stuff for like attention.
You
like
said little man.
You
little.
tiny man.
Shannon's not lying, because we saw that clip of him at Anthony.
We gotta give it up. We gotta give it up for the short men too. Go ahead, Cher. Finish.
Shan, tell us about when we saw him at Candace's party, and I couldn't tell if he was a little people or what, because that's how little he is. Go ahead, Shan. You the woman.
No, but seriously, but it was a great scene. But I don't know, because he talked about Jamie so horribly a few episodes ago. I don't know if it was genuine. So I don't know if he's trying to use little Jamie as like an example to his son of what not to do, so he keeps him close. Or I don't know if he's genuinely proud of little Jamie, but I don't trust it. I don't trust the whole my son see your son and we go here. I don't know. It's not authentic to me. Yeah, side eye.
Yeah, I'm giving it. I'm giving it the side eye because I don't like the flip flopness of it all. One minute you act like little Jamie was non-redeemable, he was the worst thing ever, and you don't want Antonio ending up like him. To the next thing, you want us all to meet up so we can walk the streets and let both the kids know that this is not the path you want to go down. Like,
and you have to walk the street to see it. Like, you telling me this is the only time you took your kid to that neighborhood where you grew up in? I don't know. Something's fishy over there.
And they happen to run into blood on the ground.
Performative. That's the word.
Yeah, you happen to run into blood on the ground.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I'm not saying impossible, but okay. Yeah, Quick is all over the place. That part right there. E, what are your thoughts? Hey, listen, I didn't forget about you. I'm gonna mail out your book this weekend. Hey, Diva, shout out to Kiara Dior. Does my crown in it? Oh, she does. Oh, okay. Well, shout out. Listen, Kiara is making this cash out here with Erana. I'm not mad at her. Yes. Okay, that's nice. So E, what are your thoughts on these 3 scenes?
Before I started speaking, was the dinner scene included with this at the Silvers?
Yes, with Quick and Ashley.
Speak on it.
So let me say this. I love waking my baby up in the morning. It is something rewarding. So I understand what Ashley is saying. I understand what she's doing. She's not saying what I think she feels, but I get it. And for me, it is something rewarding because it allows me to, something about waking your child up in a graceful, peaceful way, and knowing that you're setting their morning off right instead of them being haunted by the alarm clock is something so soothing for me. And It also allows me to keep myself on a schedule. After I get ready, then I decide, okay, now I can get her up and we can get going. But my baby is not Antonio's age, so the dynamics are different. It's no way that I hope not. It's no way that I'm going to still be doing morning wake up calls at 10, 14, and 16 years old.
Well,
Antonio
Come
is
on, E.
seemingly
Tell it, E.
Antonio is seemingly smart, he's handsome, and he is articulate. Unless there's something
Yes.
going on that is preventing him from waking up by the alarm clock, it is no reason why Ashley should be micromanaging him in high school and doing his morning itinerary to ensure he gets up on time. Like I was waking up at alarm clock in elementary school and getting myself together. I was a
Yes.
latchkey kid. I know they say girls mature faster than boys, and this is why.
No.
That boy keeps his iPhone in his hand for everything else. He's on social media and texting day after day. Well, that iPhone has an alarm clock on it. So I agree with Quick. At 15 years old, it's your responsibility to wake up on time for school. He's in the ninth or 10th grade and he is dating now. He's going through puberty. Listen, getting ready for his first day after school job, he should be getting ready for after school work, like deciding if he's going to college or not. But he can't wake up by the alarm clock. 18 will be here before you know it. And Antonio is not ready for the real world. Okay. Last thing, I didn't
well, I
like
gotta
the
join
scene.
Ashley.
He's only
Wait, hold on,
15
E.
though.
I'm gonna let you finish, E. But I gotta join Ashley. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I
I
gotta
knew
join
it the way
Ashley.
Diva was looking.
I was like, but go ahead. I'm I did
I
relate to
agree
her.
with
But anywho, go ahead.
when they're small, I understand, it's beauty in it, but I just feel like when they're 15, I mean 18 will be here before you know it. That's about to be somebody's boyfriend. He needs to get up and do it himself. I did not like the scene with Jamie Jr. and Quick trying to initiate a scared straight on Antonio. Antonio is not Jamie Jr. Jamie Jr. has been arrested numerous times. And if I'm not mistaken, those charges stem from drugs. I have not heard any indication of Antonio being
And
involved with
firearms.
gangs or drugs like Jamie Jr. Huh?
No, I didn't say
Oh,
anything.
I said drugs and
the
firearms.
biggest complaints I keep hearing from Quick about Antonio is that he is entitled. Well, guess what? Quick wasn't around much by his own admission. And Ashley was a major imprint on Antonio during his developmental years. And so this is why his personality is the way that it is. Flat out,
Mm-hmm.
Antonio acts just like Ashley. He's
Mm-hmm.
tall, he's entitled, and he's smart mouth. So
Mm-hmm.
meeting with Jamie Jr. isn't going to do anything for Antonio because they're on two different ends of the spectrum. That's why to me that was a waste of time. If you want to influence Antonio's behavior, then you need to influence Ashley to change hers. She has the strings on his heart. I mean, that's mom. She controls that and his mental. So you make the adjustment in house. What's taking Antonio outside to see blood splattered on the street equate to inspiring
Catch
Antonio
up.
to do? How does that help him do his chores? Antonio is Generation Z. They listen to people who they admire and respect. Who is Jamie Jr. for Antonio to admire and respect? Like it didn't make any sense. I feel like Quick and Ashley are using Antonio for a storyline
Yeah,
and are putting 20 on 10 to match
yeah,
Jamie and Erana, using their kids as a
yeah.
storyline. I didn't like it at all. And I honestly don't think Antonio displays bad behavior. So I don't like that narrative that they're trying to paint that he's this bad kid and they're trying to get him on the right path. I don't see that. I don't see
Yeah,
that at all.
yeah. That's a really good point. You are correct because he's not with
He
the
seems
well.
quiet.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Chill.
He did fight in school. He did put his hands on
Rightfully
somebody in the
so.
school.
If you steal
Somebody
my
was
jacket,
bullying him.
Diva's disappointed in us. But Auntie Robin asked a good question in the comments. What
What
was
was the
actually
question?
cooking? Because I was like, what in the Chef Boyardee cans are those? What in the meatballs off the shelf? What was she cooking? Was that like spaghetti?
Listen, everybody can't cook. Everybody can't cook. So but she feeding the family, okay?
But
Don't
see,
do that to her. Don't do that
but
to her.
see,
Everybody
the
is not
problem
Chef
is
Boy.
though,
Um,
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Ashley not cooking. I think for me, my disconnect to Ashley this season is you started off by
It didn't
saying I'm
make
an
any
author and
sense.
your book is
I feel like
called
Quick and
Do
Ashley
That
are
Ish.
using Antonio for a story.
I'm hearing an echo.
yeah,
Can
yeah.
anybody else hear that?
That was Robin. That was Robin. I just unmuted it.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
my problem is she came on and she wanted to be women's empowerment. I mean, and she has this book, Do That Ish, but then in her one-on-one scenes with Quick is always, I'm so tired. I haven't seen Ashley do anything for the community. I haven't seen Ashley. It's so when you can't cook. You could have scrapped that scene. There was no need to be doing that. Let's see what's going on with the daughter. Stop trying to blanket this son of yours with this black boy stigma that he's in trouble and doing this and that. Let's see what's going on with the daughter. I want to see something positive. I don't want to see this another story about some black boy going down the wrong path, excuse me, because I don't think Antonio is going down the wrong path. And Diva, I know how much you love your son, and I know for a fact if somebody stole his coat and your son beat their butt, you would be proud. Look,
She can't confirm or deny.
That part.
okay, well,
Okay, so all right, but you know what though? You made some really good points. You right. I do not like now. I do not like. I dislike that scene even more because you're right. It's not like he was out there. He didn't steal somebody's coat in the school. He wasn't, wilding out. Why are you doing this own version of scared straight with him when he's not even going down that road? I do agree with you on that. It was messy. What do you think about the photo shoot? And Erana doing her wig line. Can you hear me, E?
I mute
I can hear
myself.
you.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
So I thought that the photo shoot. No, it was a fashion show, right?
We
It
didn't.
was
I
her
didn't see
wig.
that.
Her wig
First she
photo
had the
shoot.
photo shoot. First she had the photo shoot, and then the wig event is later. I'm gonna talk about the wig event in a minute, but before I talk about the wig event, I'm gonna talk about Sherrell. So we might as well move into that, right? But let me read this right here. So we must remember, just because we do something one way doesn't mean that's how it should be done. We don't all do things the same way. Different strokes for different folks. Just my opinion. No, we appreciate your opinion, and you are correct, right? You have to prepare young black boys, no matter how good they are. They can be influenced by their peers. Okay, so they're seeing the scene a little different. I understand where y'all coming from too. I don't care for Ashley, a nasty attitude. Okay, her wig
Diva,
site was good. Yes, I'm listening.
but Diva, when you have somebody at a crossroads, 15 is a tender. That first 2 years of high school, you're setting them up for their high school career, and you want them to finish on top. You want to be as encouraging as possible. The grades they make will determine what college they get in. That's just facts if they decide to go to college. And
Right.
true, we do want to set black boys up for success. However, is telling somebody, no, it's partnering somebody with somebody who has been to prison and is trying to turn their life around. Is that the way that we want to encourage them, rather than doing that with all the connects that Quick has? Wouldn't it be more beneficial to partner him with somebody who has done well? Maybe he can internship with them, an entrepreneur rather. It doesn't have to be Jamie
The
Jr. I
negative.
don't think Jamie has been on a straight path long enough. I mean, you can get advice from anybody, but we're talking about somebody like Antonio. Why couldn't Quick partner him with somebody who does something that Antonio wants to do? Like if Antonio is into arts, he could have partnered him with the artist. All the connections he has, I just feel like that scene did not match. And I felt like that was just some on TV stuff. It didn't look good.
Staged.
No, it didn't match. Now that the more you talk about it, and why not his manager, Crick's manager, who he looks up to so much. If you want somebody to talk to him
Yes.
just about, how the need for you to get up on time and all that, then he would have been the perfect person to do it. The
And
perfect person to do
Especially
it.
I
because
wonder.
Right, because you want somebody who has a connection to your child. People, the kids these days just don't listen to strangers. Jamie Jr.
Yeah.
and Antonio don't have a real connection. You could tell, you could see how Antonio was looking, like he was doing it for the cameras, but that was going in one ear and out the other. They just had to do that scene. Get that, partner that boy with somebody who he admires.
And
Which he
he's
could
gonna
do
really
Sorry,
easily
Shan.
since he's on TV, like you said.
Right, right.
Right.
Not only even before TV, because Quick traveled the world and he knows a lot of people. Remember, like he keeps reminding us, and I'm reminding myself now. Remember when we first got introduced to them, Ashley said he was always on the road. She was so scared for him because he would fall asleep, and he had a lot of car accidents. So he knows a lot of people. So, but let's talk about this podcast with Sherrell and her husband Black. They have a podcast, Friends Who Smash podcast. They're another one that I don't think that's the
Ghetto.
best thing. Yeah. Okay, I was trying not to say it. Yeah, I mean, I was like, come on, guys, y'all couldn't get a better name than that. You kind of like pigeonhole yourself into a corner when you have certain names that are not kind of like, generic and that can have you speak to any topic. So, they wanted to get Set Winter up. I thought that was cute. This is the side of Winter I like seeing. This particular scene with Winter and what was his name? Was it Yusa? Yusa Winter and Yusa. I really liked it. I thought it was cute. It was nice. And I like seeing Sherrell and her husband together. Okay. So Winter got first married at 19. She was pretty young. And so she said, when she first got married and got divorced, it was a hard breakup. But then, the second one was easier. It was easier for her to recover because, she already been through it and she was able to navigate it a little bit better. So this Yusa, he talked about, his divorce and how, I think divorce is hard. I think for sometimes people think it's just hard for the female. It's hard for the guys too, right? It's a loss, and like the psychiatrists or therapists will tell you that going through a divorce is similar to like going through somebody you really love dying, because it's a death of a relationship. And so you really have to go through a little something to kind of recover from that. So these two, I don't know if it's just for TV or whatever, but I will say they look cute together. I like seeing this Winter that we saw. I don't like the Winter, but I don't like any of them now with this, how everything is just so nasty. It seems like on these reality shows. I like scenes like this. I like, so I enjoyed the podcast, and I do like Sherrella and her husband Black together. She's a talker. We haven't really heard much from him yet, but I'm willing to get to know them as a couple. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Sherrella and Black in this podcast?
So for me,
Ooh, yeah, the podcast was a waste
I
of time.
am. Did Sherrell and Black name the podcast after the way their relationship started with Black, when he
Oh
was with that
my.
other woman, Friends Who
And
Smash? Oh, okay.
Oh my.
So I like Winter. I think Winter
Mm-hmm.
is very attractive. It's easy for me to understand her plight as someone who got married young and then divorced, and you know um looks do not equate to happiness. I'll just say that.
Right.
I thought the scene was cute enough with the gentleman she was flirting with. I do believe that he really found Winter attractive. We'll see
Mm-hmm.
where it goes, but the podcast, I do like that Sherrell and Black have fun, but for me, I'm not going to be able to connect with them until I understand the backstory between
Mm-hmm.
Sherrell, Black, and Joi. Until that is cleared up, I'm giving everybody the side eye in this triangle. I'm sorry.
It is a triangle. We do need to know more. Latasha, you ain't right. While it's not hard for Amy and TJ Holmes, you know what? Those two were serial cheaters. And I'm actually shocked. I'm not gonna lie to you. When it comes to Amy and TJ Holmes, I'm actually shocked that they're still together. I didn't think it was gonna last this long. I thought once the firation and the they got their packages that these two were going to be going their separate ways. So I'm shocked to see that they're still holding strong. But I don't know how much longer it's going to last. I'm going to bet on it here. We can take a little bet on it. I'm going to say before the year is out, those two are going to be done. Amy and
Baby,
TJ Holmes.
I give it to August. I give it to August. She gonna find her a lighter black man with a bigger peen. Please, so fast your hair will spin. It's gonna be a hot girl summer diva. You watch what I say.
I believe you because I'm shocked that it's been this long, but we'll see. I wanted to know the backstory about Joi and Black. There's a backstory, and especially because Black came out, the truth will end up slipping out your mouth. Just like Black had to tell Clifton,
right.
like he was like, listen, because you ain't being told the truth. You ain't being told the whole story because people don't want to look foolish. There's something, we're going to get to it. It's going to come out because the truth will always rise to the top. Shan, what do you think about Sherrell and Black and, the podcast Winter and this Yusa?
What did E say earlier? I have no thoughts. No, I'm kidding. But let me... No, the podcast was okay. The name, I guess you want a catchy name, but it's a little bit ghetto. It just baffles my mind how everyone... I'm not saying Sherrell is ghetto. Not saying that. It's not for me to say someone's ghetto, what's not. However, everybody says Stormy is ghetto, but don't think Sherrell is ghetto. But anyways, I like the guy. I feel like the guy was genuine. He had a nice smile. Yeah. The guy they tried to hook Winter up with. I feel like he was, looking at her like, wow, it was genuine. I like him. I think he was cool.
I hope it worked out for her. She's
and this Winter was cute, like you said. She looked happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Sherrell and Black could go for me. Like, I don't think they add anything that, like,
Oh my God, give them a chance. But you know what? When it comes to Winter, I think that we ended up seeing a messy side of her. And listen, everybody has different sides, right? I think we ended up seeing a messy side to her because everything she went through when she first came on the show, and with the whole Monique situation. And I think none of that helped because Monique was playing both sides of the fence. So I think that if it was if we could reverse, do a rewind, and maybe introduce her in a different way, we might have had a different outcome. So she's working from a hole, like she's working from 6 feet under, trying to crawl her way back up. But I think, but we don't know what they make them do or not do. But I think it would have been better if she didn't even come this season and had that meeting with Erana and wanted to bring up the thing about the kids. So I that didn't help this season. But Tony said Joi, Black, Sherrell, and the other woman. So you're saying it's a foursome, okay? Because then Joy's friend, the other woman. So we're talking instead of a triangle, it's a foursome. So yeah. So yeah, that was So I mean, I didn't.
Winter.
I do too.
Yeah.
But
if I had to pick a one that I like, it would be her. I don't really like much of them on the show, to be honest.
So let's talk about this last scene because this was the scene. This is where all the mess went down. Listen, when Jamie Sr. gets a little alcohol in him, for next week, Cricket saying he gets saucy. When what's his name? Jamie Sr. is got that alcohol in him. He's messy. He's messy because the way he spoke to Erana was a bit too much. But she had her wig launch party. It was cute. I think it was nice that she invited Sherrell. But my thing is, if you could invite Sherrell, then why not go ahead and invite Winter too? But anyway, and so Joi is supposed to be her girl, but Joi didn't come because she was sick. Okay. But overall, I think it was a nice event. And what I did like about this that doesn't happen on a lot of the other shows is everybody commended her. Like when they had their confessionals or they had the opportunity to talk about the event, they all gave Erana like a good review, right? They wasn't trying to dog her. They wasn't like, oh, there wasn't no food, there wasn't no this, there was no that. You know, on the other reality shows, like when someone gives an event, it's always something said about the event in a negative way. And I appreciate that none of the ladies did it. They all, you know, talked nice about her event. One model canceled. Joi didn't come. Sherrell and Black was there. Joi and Clifton were sick. Okay. Alicia was there. Ashley was there. Erana took Sherrella in the back to kind of like talk to her and say, listen, I don't know why you were so mad because I said shady. So they kind of agreed to disagree, so to speak, right? That's what those two did at the event. They agreed to disagree. And then, you know, turned up Jamoie Sr. He comes, this is his wife wig launch event. He couldn't give her 2.2 seconds in her own little glory. He comes to her and said, I need you to come give me 2 hours because we got videos to make, okay? Because they do their little videos and I'm sure they make, you know, a lot of money off of their videos. So he was like, you can play these games as you want, but we got videos to make, right? And so he was talking to her all kind of sideways, and the ladies tried to help and say, listen, you can't be talking to her like that. He told all of them pretty much, shut up, go home. Y'all don't pay our bills. Get out of our face, right? And Erana was even looking at him like, wow, don't be talking to me like that. And he was like, you got to do these videos. So I think outside of counseling, Jamoie Sr. might need to go to a AA meeting.
Rehab.
Because, well, okay, yeah, to rehab. Okay. He needs to go to rehab because the way he talked to Erana was out of pocket and out of line. Okay. He talks a lot of junk when he got that alcohol in him. It was messy. So Sharon, what do you think about the whole wig party?
I'm gonna start from the bottom. What do people do before they get divorced? They go to separation line. If I was Erana that night, I would go get a separation. Because imagine you prepare for an event, the person who's supposed to be the most supportive, bringing you flowers. You know, you're so excited, it went through well. And this is what you do as my husband. Oh, I would teach you a lesson that day. You would have to sleep at a hotel or something because I just imagine she was, you know, nervous, excited, and then it came through. And then for you to do that, you know what it gives? He said he's retired. So I feel like he's the type of man like the girl can't make more money than him. So he's like, oh, you got a wig line now. I don't want you to feel too special. Come do these videos because I don't want you to start making more money than me. That's what it gave. It gave his ego was bruised. He's another little man. He not little, but he gives little man energy. Okay.
Yes.
It was disgusting. I felt bad for Erana because I feel like she's scared to like even like because I feel like if he did that to Ashley, oh please, it would have been over. If he did that to someone like me, you, E, or Ashley, he would have been out the party. Security, come get this man. I don't know this man. How your own husband hating on you? That's what it gives. You know, you have that friend who you have the celebration, but they give you a backhanded compliment, like, "Oh, it was cute," but you know, that's what it gives. And it was surprising that it came from her husband. You know.
Well, we seen him do this, talk to her all kind of sideways before.
This is my event.
Yeah, but you know what though? Remember, it was little. What's the one that went away to the school? Jason. Jason event he cut up because he had that alcohol in him, and he was talking to little Jamoie. That alcohol, Jamoie Sr. and the alcohol don't get along.
He was supposed to be bringing her flowers for the world to see, even if it was fake. Girl, you did amazing. We could have talked about this on off camera, at home, in the bed, in the Uber, on the way home. Like, that was so necessary. He wanted the attention to be on him. He didn't like that Erana had so much attention because I feel like this is probably her first time in her marriage, even having like, I guess something of her own going on, you know? Because now she's a
Well, no,
businesswoman.
as far as saying she always made a lot of money. They are popular here in the DMV area.
Oh.
They throw parties together. I personally feel like it's because he had that alcohol in him. When he gets
And
that
his little
alcohol
ego.
in him, whoo, yeah, and then and that's just him in general. I think the way that he talks to little Jamie is the way he just talks to everybody, including Erana, including everybody in the family, because he's one of those like, I'm a man, hear me roar. He's that type of dude. Yeah, he's really.
And I thought it was.
Go ahead.
I thought it was good that Erana, pulled Sherrell aside because it's really not their issue. What else happened in that scene? The show is giving forgettable. So let me think. What else happened, Diva?
Well, pretty much that was it, because the ladies all was like, when he came over to talk to Erana, all the ladies was like, whoa.
Her wig looks nice. I would buy her wigs. Her wigs look really nice. I love them.
Do.
I think she's gonna go far. I love that wig on Joi, and I don't like Joi, but I love that wig on Joi. It looks really beautiful. It fit her skin tone nicely. I would buy her wigs. It was a good event.
It was. And you know what? Let me say this. All of them are beautiful, because even Joi, she's very pretty. Very pretty.
On the outside.
On the outside. You said it. On the outside. And she did look nice with the wig on. But now you know what's going to be interesting when they showed the previews for next week. And it kind of gave me some insight. Apparently, they're hinting around. Well, Ashley was hinting around like Joi and Clifton are already married. And Joi, to be honest with you, she doesn't seem like the type that will buy a house with a man and it wasn't her husband. But
she does.
I mean, I don't. You think she does?
Yeah, because you know what? This is what I know. Okay, allegedly. I feel like Joi is way more into Clifton than he is into her. And that's how it's been even from Ready to Love.
Oh, I think the opposite.
Nope.
I think the opposite
He's
too.
just playing along for a check. Trust me, they won't last. I hope they last. I sound like a hater. But
I think it's the opposite. I feel like Clifton is more into Joi than Joi is into him. Erana is a very stylish woman. She knows how to put herself together well. Yes, she does, Erana. I feel that way too. Extremely well. Together, she works out. She stays in shape. No, Erana got it going on. Sherrell is team too much. Okay, you got it. Somebody, beauty is scheme deep, but the ugly is to the bone. Oh my goodness. But you're right. The ugly is to the bone. And yeah, yeah. So, okay, E, what are your thoughts on that scene?
I have to agree. The wigs did look great. So Erana, if you're listening, please accept my apologies from last week. The wigs were cute and the runway show, I have to say.
Yes, very cute.
Sponsor Diva's channel, please, Erana. Send us all some wigs. Thank you.
How and ever, during the wig confrontation scene, it allowed me to see where Jamie Jr. gets it from. Jamie is rigid and misogynistic. He had all of the energy for Alicia, Ashley, and Sherrell. But when he said, I'm asking a question, Black chin checked him. Did y'all see that?
Black told Jamie. I got to look at it again. Go ahead.
Oh, yes.
Black said to him, you're really not asking a question. You're making a statement. And then Jamie pulled all the way back and then pointed his finger at Ashley. Did y'all see that? He de-escalated by ignoring Black.
Yeah, he said, because he said her friends don't pay my bills. He said her friends don't pay my bills and they can mind their business. I am remembering. Go ahead.
So for me, he didn't want to. I don't think Jamie is that drunk. I think Jamie knows who and when he can play that to. Otherwise, why didn't he point in Black's face? Why didn't he meet Black with that same energy? So,
little man,
selective outrage. Selective outrage.
Correct. # selective outrage. Period. So for me, I felt like he was too aggressive, and especially because these are not strangers to you. You know these women's husbands, pointing his finger in all of those ladies' faces, but he was really directing most of his aggression towards Ashley. I don't know if you all saw that.
No, I
Jamie has a
did.
personal issue with Ashley, and I think it
Because
stems
Ashley's
from
the type of woman. I'm sorry to cut you off, but let me just say this real quick. Ashley's the type of woman who's not gonna back down from him, and I could tell he don't like women like that. He like women like Erana, who's just gonna be like, "Okay, honey, let me walk away," you know? Because Ashley would give him back that energy.
yes, and I think it also stems there's some microaggression going on from when Ashley was chin checking him a few episodes ago, or maybe last episode, about Jamie being abusive.
You went muted.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it me? We might have selective outrage. We might have lost E. She was making some good points there.
Some bullshit.
Oh,
You know.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. So yeah, it's Jamie, he definitely was tipsy.
Oh no, did I go out for a moment?
You did
Yeah,
go
we
out
couldn't hear you
you're
for a
back
while.
now.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me say this one part and I'll make it quick. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Diva.
The microaggression.
A drunk mind speaks a sober heart. Everything that Jamie said, he meant it. And he just didn't have the gumption to say it previously. I want to see Jamie's record from when he was a police officer, because I want to know how many women have come forward, if any, because maybe it wasn't any, but if any women have come forward and made complaints against him, because that was not a good look and it was very triggering to me. When he said to Erana, when she said, "Don't talk to me like that," and he said, "Don't let them sauce you up." And when Erana said it again, she said, "Don't talk to me like that." It let me know that he talks to her like that at home, and worse. Similar to what you said, Diva, the way he talks to Jamie Jr., he talks to everybody like that. It's just not on camera. He tries to clean it up. He lacks serious interpersonal and communication skills. And I even question his judgment. If you know you're filming a show and you know you don't handle your liquor well, why does he continue to drink liquor at work? This is work. What's up with that? And this man and his son are the same ones they felt were ideal to counsel Antonio. Yeah, that confirmed for me what I already knew. Quick, Ashley, and Jamie, they all need their heads checked. That was not a good look.
Yeah, no, you are correct. But do you remember he always had issues with talking to Erana a certain kind of way? Remember, I guess it was just last season. Remember they went to that ice salt therapy thing, and and the therapist had to talk to him there. He talked to Erana bad season. Is this the second season? This is only the second season. Yeah. So season 1, he was talking to her all kind of sideways.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Carlos say that one of the viewers wrote in something about Jamie being abusive? And Erana said at the reunion, if I'm not mistaken, I'll pull my coattail, you all. I thought Erana said he never put his hands on me. I think that was a topic that somebody had brought up too.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember that?
Yep. At the reunion. Yep.
Yeah. So I don't think it's something that he is oblivious of. But again, this goes back to emotional intelligence, and are you able to control yourself? Because if you know that you give off this perception and you've read the feedback from the viewers, because I don't believe for 1 second before they did season 2 that they didn't review the marketing results and to understand what the viewers thought about each character. I believe they understand exactly what the viewers think, but the fact that he can't hold his liquor and he knows that and he continues to drink, I think that there's a problem there. Because who would intentionally, especially someone who has prided themselves on being a police officer, who would do this to their reputation? My grandmother was born in the 40s, and something that she used to always say, don't ruin my good name. And I feel like Jamie is ruining his good name if he had one. Do you know what I mean?
I do know exactly what you mean, and I know that statement. Shan said they did an interview, and they both said she is worse than him. Yeah, I don't. No,
Arena's
because
gonna
for
pretend.
season one, she act like she was so afraid to even use her voice.
Yes.
Yes.
If you go back, remember she act like she was afraid to use her voice, and that's why people was joking like, "Blink 3 times if you need us, Arena."
Free
Yeah,
Arena.
free Arena, because it was like she wasn't allowed to talk or say anything. And remember that time he went off for her when she just showed up at the club or something like that.
Yes.
This is who he is.
But
And when
also
he
to
the
whoever's
alcohol in him is worse. Go ahead. I'm
but
sorry.
hold on to this comment that Shan said in the comments. Arena says that she's worse. That's the manipulation of it all. And I've
Yeah.
been in that type of situation when you're with the man who is emotionally and physically abusive, they will make you feel that their behavior is your fault and you have done something to provoke them. So the fact that she says that, to me, that's not a testament to Arena. That's a testament to Jamie's influence and how battered she is to even see herself from a third party perspective. This woman, listen, she needs to step into her own identity, and I think she loves it. I think that this event, Arena is a stylish woman, as people have said in the comments.
Yes,
She's a
she
party
is.
thrower. She likes to step in and step out. I think that Jamie is not about that. Jamie doesn't strike me as someone who wants to be all. He doesn't want the attention. He just wants to be in control. That's what Jamie thrives off of,
He's
control.
about
Arena
control.
thrives off of spotlight.
Yeah, so Shannon's saying Arena and Jamie did an interview with Anthony Lofties, and apparently she gets bucked. I don't think when he drinks, I do think when he drinks, he does get out of pocket. Oh, he gets out of pocket and out of line. But I think though I'm connecting more with you, E, with their relationship and their dynamics, right? She's saying that because she wants to buffer the way that people feel about her husband. But
Mhm.
let's be clear, he runs the roost, so to speak. Okay, he's the one that's in
Absolutely.
control, and that's why she always has to tell him, please calm down on little Jamie, because he's serious about some of these things that he's saying, and she's always asking him to be a little easier on him. If her mouth was just as ruthless as his, or even worse, then a lot of things that have went on, I don't think would have went on, because she would have
Right.
been winning the wars. I think Jamie is going through a lot, through what a lot of retired police officers go through when they retire. They see a lot. He was a detective, not defending him, but it is a real thing. No, Espar, you are correct, right? But the thing is, there are some retired police officers out there that are not talking sideways to their wife.
Yeah.
So I do agree that, yeah, they see a lot. They do see a lot. Doctors see a lot in the hospitals. There's a lot of people that are in professions that see a lot. Those EMTs, they see a lot.
Yeah.
They see a lot on the side of the roads, and when they got to go pick up somebody that got 15, 13, 5 bullets in them. Sometimes it's babies, sometimes it's kids, out of fires and all kind of stuff like that. So I
Well,
agree, yes, he's seen a lot, but I think it's still part of who he is. But go ahead, E. It sounds like you was wanting to say something.
Uber drivers see a lot too.
That
Women
part.
with 5 kids, they see a lot too. I mean,
That's
come
true.
on.
Yeah, you
We all
talking
see a
facts.
lot. You want to
Okay.
see a lot? Go to New York and go get on the train. You're going to see a whole lot
Oh
there too.
yes.
I mean, come
Go
on.
to 125th Street, Harlem.
That part. That part. So Shan, you said what y'all should understand is that understand too is their age. His behavior before current times was acceptable.
No,
Because
he's not
you
that
But
told me
see,
old. He's
he's
not
only
in his
50, right?
80s.
Yeah, he's 50.
He's not that old. My mom's 52. Stop.
Yeah.
but here's the
But
thing. You don't get
Uh-huh.
a pass to not grow up. If your wife is telling you that she has evolved, because Arena seems like she's been telling him for a while, this is what I want. If not a while, she at least told him last season when we first met them. She told him that in the counseling session. So this is my thing. If it was acceptable then, and we know that now your relationship is asking more of you, and this is a relationship that you value, You love this woman, you don't want to lose her, and you want to set a good example for your son, who you say has veered off on the wrong path. If you're encouraging your son, Jamoie Jr., to change, then be the change you want to see change in your marriage.
Man in the
Put
mirror.
forth a few steps. Yes, be the change you want to see.
That part.
But you know what? If he could talk to her like this at that event that way, because I've always seen little things, you know, because I saw this like when I was younger. But if he talks to her like that at that event, imagine how he talks to her behind closed doors. There's no way y'all are making me believe that Erana is more feisty than what we see.
Yeah, I don't.
And the only reason she's this mouthy with Sherrell, and I love Erana, like she's like my favorite because I love her style and her hair and stuff like that, you know. And I feel like she's a good. I don't think she's a bad person, you know. But I feel like she's mouthy with Sherrell because they did an interview with Carlos King. Her and her husband did an interview with Carlos King, and she was saying how now she wants to be more of herself. So I feel like last season everybody was saying she was boring. So I feel like now she's like, okay, let me argue, let me do something. So she's not that, you know.
Who you talking about, Erana?
Yeah, she's not that mouthy. Like I think she's doing that because she's trying to give something to the camera. She's a quiet girl.
She might have gave heat to Sherrell, but she ain't really give no heat to Jamoie because she said them. She said, "Well, who you talking to?" It was all calm. Now let's be clear. If her natural personality is that she bucked up more than he did, you naturally wouldn't have held back. You naturally would have came out your mouth real slick. And then had to be like, oops, I did that on TV. You know,
Ashley had more of a reaction than she did.
Oh, way more
initially. Even before he started talking to Ashley. Ashley was more upset at the way he was talking to her. That's why he doesn't like Ashley, because he knows he could never put Ashley in her place. He probably like women who, you know, will sit down, be quiet, and look pretty. That's the vibe I get from him.
But you know, the vibe I get as well, Jamoie Jr. has seen a lot between Jamoie and Erana. And I know from the little bit we've been able to observe from Jamoie Jr., he loves his mom, Erana. And I think he's protective over Erana. Somebody told him, you should thank your father for your good looks. I can't remember what scene that was of the season. And he said, no, I thank my mom. And he's very clear, you know, that Erana is his queen. And somebody said it before. His sons your mom is your heart when you are a son, and your father is your heart when you are a daughter. And I think that could also be some of the tension between Jamoie and Jamoie Jr. is some of the things that he's seen while he was growing up and the way that he was talking to Erana. I'm willing to bet $10. I'm willing to bet $10 that Jamoie Jr. has a story to tell. And if he ever wanted to do that, I would listen. I'm interested in hearing that. I don't want to hear he needs to get a job and this, that, and the third. I want to hear the build up to that. Why?
How did he go that route that he ended up going?
The lens of me protecting Jamoie and Erana. I want to hear Jamoie Jr.'s real story. What is his biggest insecurity, and why does he feel that he can do no right? I want to hear that.
I wonder what led him down that path, especially being that his dad is a police officer.
Like probably not being happy at home, like she's alluding to. Seeing so much in the home, you got to go to the street.
Yeah,
and being the middle child.
Huh?
And being the middle child, because you remember the daughter is the oldest and the youngest son has a disability. So the parents' attention is being split. And the father has to work, and he said that Erana was spending money because, be clear, Erana is attracted to the lifestyle. She's going to do whatever it takes to stay on television. Make no doubt about it. I'm just wondering, and I don't think that they're bad parents per se. I just think, I don't know if Jamoie Jr. got what he needed from both of his parents, because he seems to be deficient in that area, and I think he's lacking in self-love. And if both of your parents have loved you unconditionally in the way that you needed, and you felt that, then why don't you love yourself? Because to contemplate taking yourself out of here, he doesn't love himself. And to me, that is sad. That's a dangerous place for anybody to be, whether it's a young Black man or a young Black woman. But I hate to see that for our people.
Yeah, it is sad. But you know what I'm glad about? He seems to be finding his way now. He seems to be enjoying the moment. But the thing is, though, I want his enjoyment to come outside of this reality TV and this instant, notoriety moment. Because just as fast as it came, it can go. Because
That's right.
TV entertainment. Listen, there's a lot of jobs. Nothing is guaranteed, but entertainment is definitely not for the faint of heart. Because one moment you can have it on, the next moment you cannot get a job for the next 10 years, and your money is running dry and running out, and you're trying to figure out what to do.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I saw.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you what I saw when they were at that fashion show. Little Jamie was looking at those women like he wanted to take one of them.
Yes.
And I caught that. That. It was it was the one that had like the little blonde in it. Oh no.
The second to last one.
Yeah. The second to last one. I caught that. And it was so funny. Yes, it was so funny.
So I think he likes the attention, but he better be careful. I hope that woman he living with didn't see that last night.
That part, okay.
But now that he got a job, he probably like, I don't need her.
He eat all of that. Yeah.
Okay.
I disagree. So wait, Shan said I disagree because young people don't always react to what is given at home or what they're and what is not given at home or what is given at home, what they are given. You can have 3 children that go through the same thing. That is true. That is true. We're just giving different possibilities as to why it may have ended that way. But for sure, everybody's experience is through their eyes. Yeah, people, they're thinking you was the worst person and they got everything. And the one thing you didn't do is that's the reason why they fall apart and they're all over the place. And you're like, stop it, knock it off. You got everything. You got one no and you're falling out. Yes, go ahead, E.
I have 5 sisters. Okay. Mm-hmm. The way that my parents speak to me and the way that they speak to my sisters, it doesn't land the same because listen, you're talking about 6 girls who all see the world 6 different ways and we have different needs. Yes, it's only 2 parents, but if you made the decision to have all of these children, you have to learn how to talk to them. And that was something I had to learn when I became a mom, because the way that I speak is a certain type of way. But if my child is not developed enough to understand, I have to adjust. I have to maneuver because it's my responsibility as the adult, as the caregiver, as the nurturer to make sure I am connecting with my child and I am communicating in a way that they will receive. There's no point in talking to someone if they can't hear you. You have to adjust your message if you want to reach your audience. You have to.
100%. 100%. You really do. But you know what? It's like parenting doesn't come with a book. And I think they had a lot going on. I don't know if Erana worked throughout the marriage. Like, I don't know. And I'm not trying to be funny. I know she worked. So I don't know if and that's another dynamic, not just Jamie Sr., just a lot of men, if they're the breadwinner. I do know that Jamie said, because he said it at the reunion, that her finances was a mess and he had to come in and he pretty much said he had to save her. So, Jamie feels it not in a bad way either. I don't want you to think like I'm bashing him, but he's that man's man. Like when I came, she was drowning in debt and I fixed up her credit. I did this, I did that. So she probably lived her whole life like this was her savior, because of everything that he did for her and the position he put her in, and she wasn't in financial ruins and living a good life as a result of everything that he did. In addition to that, she had a daughter and he treated her daughter like it was his own. So there's a lot of things. And so then they happen to, later on in their life, coming to all this social media thing and the reality show and making this type of money. But I think all before that, Erana was dependent, even though they may have been throwing parties or whatever together, she was dependent, and everything he said, she listened to. She listened to. He was like, we're going to do this party and make this money. And she was like, okay. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it's the way that he said it. Oh, so you said, oh, come on, Lorraine, give us the facts here. You said Erana worked. She has real estate in an online boutique.
That's not what it sounds like on the TV. On the TV, it sounds like she was staying at home with the children and he was out providing. But I
sounds like that I'm connecting with you, Diva. I believe that Jamie, like a lot of older men from that generation, because my father and grandfather were that way, it fulfills them to provide.
Yes.
Because that is the way that they show love. That is their love language. I can understand that. So then I'm going to throw this question at you. If that is the dynamic in which their relationship was built, because like my Nana says, the way you get them is the way you keep them. If Erana is now changing the dynamics of their relationship and say, I no longer need to be saved. I can stand on my own 2 feet. I don't want equity. I want equality now. So is that fair for Jamie to have to adjust and say, well, since this way of loving you doesn't work, is it now fair to say now you have to learn to speak my language or have a big problem? Is that fair now?
It's fair because people grow. Nobody is the same all their lives. You're allowed to change. Like, I told my boyfriend I wanted to be a fashion blogger for the past 3 years since he met me. Haven't done it. Like, people say a lot of things, you change. You have different interests. Yes, you got to adjust and adapt if you want your relationship to flourish. So now she's about to make her money with her wig line. And I feel like she's going to be really successful because the wigs look good. People like her. She's stylish. Like, I trust her to, give me a nice wig. So that's going to be a problem. You said it. You hit the nail on the head, E. Now it's a different dynamic in their relationship. She's not looking to him at her savior now. Now they're on a reality show. They're almost becoming equal. Now that he's retired, it's going to get messy.
Well, you know what? Everybody says that Erana worked and made a lot of money. I do believe I can agree with that, right? She worked and made a lot of money. But what I'm saying is I feel like everything she did, he was connected to, and he helped launch it and manage it, and he pushed her. That's just the way I'm seeing it. And I'm only seeing it that way because the way that he talks and everything that he said. And I will never forget at that reunion that he said, I got her out of debt. She was in a lot of debt.
You're seeing it that way because that's what they both told us.
Right.
It's not, people keep saying that Erana made a lot of money. Like, that means something. If Erana made a lot of money, but she spent way more than
maybe
she made.
Maybe she didn't know how to manage her money.
She made nothing. She made nothing. I don't care how much real estate you do in your online boutique.
Gotta manage,
if you were in debt, and somebody who is a police officers, unless you've been in the game a long time and you have some connections, he wasn't making $100,000 a year. For this practical, down to earth man making this police officer salary to come in and save you and give you structure, that was his gift to Erana. That is all he knows how to do.
Yeah,
because structure changed her life.
Yeah. And you know what? He's a good man. He has to learn how to
put the drink down, manage his anger, talk to people better.
Yeah, that part. He has to learn how to communicate, and I think it would serve him a great purpose if he continued to work with that therapist that we saw. I really do. I think because I feel like that therapist is legit and he can help him. And here's the thing. I want to say Jamie Sr. is teachable because he didn't handle therapy like the Scott brothers did on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Jamie Sr. was sitting there listening to that therapist and accepting the feedback. And he didn't give any negative commentary about the therapy in the confessional. He was very receptive. So that tells me that he's teachable and that growth can be there and that they can make it happen, but he definitely needs some more work. Because listen, being a detective, you got to have a certain personality too. You got to have that no holds barred personality. Like, I'm not playing with you. Was you at the liquor store? Did you have the gun? You know what I mean? You got to get up in these people's face to get the answers. Okay. Your wife is no longer here. Was you the one that did it? So I get it. And so maybe he needs to learn a balance of how you turn it on, turn it off, right? I would think a detective made more than a street cop. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. We're taking, all guesses here. But we're just saying, at the beginning of anybody's career, unless you coming out, you're not at the top of your dollar game at the beginning of your career. And I don't know how long they've been married. I have to look into that. But either way, Jamoie Sr. is Jamoie Sr. and he already has a strong personality. And I think when you add the brown liquor to that, it don't help. And I think all of these reality shows, and remember, this is a Carlos King production, and he knows for sure, when you put the alcohol on these sets, that's when the people get loose and toasty, and that's when they get some of their best scenes. So, and Jamoie and the alcohol is Jamoie and the alcohol. So he gets it in. But anyway, guys, we're going to close this thing out. We'll take our final thoughts. I thank you. This was ladies' night, y'all. This was ladies' night. Shan, what are your final thoughts?
Maybe she made a lot of money, Erana, but she didn't manage it. Managing money is key. Joi could go, Sherrell could go, her husband could go.
Oh my.
I don't know. This season started off.
You gotta give Sherrell and Black a chance. Give Sherrell and Black a chance, because you know what? The thing is, on these reality shows,
I gave them 3 chances on 5. We up to like episode 5 now. But yeah.
We'll give them 2 more chances, but go ahead.
Okay. Of course. For you, I will. But yeah, it was an okay thing. I'm proud of Erana. I'm gonna check out her wigs if it's not too expensive, because girl, no.
It's pricey. We look.
But yeah, it was a good episode. Hit the like, y'all.
Yes. That's the whole cast. She said you got rid of the whole cast. So E, what are your final thoughts?
For me, I would like to see, and hopefully maybe we'll get to it, I would like to see Ashley and her mom go through counseling the same way that Jamoie and Jamoie Jr. have gone through. I relate to Ashley's dynamic with her mom about the mom not remembering things that happened. And so I think that would be a better dynamic to dive into than this Antonio situation. I also, through doing this panel with you all week after week after week, and all of the different personalities that come up, I take a lot, especially from everybody, but especially women who have lived. And the people in the comments, even when you say something that is contrary to my way of thinking, I take it in. And I believe that at a certain point, we do have to offer our parents grace who have wronged us, or what we perceive to be wronged. Because like Diva mentioned earlier, it's, people don't get a manual, and I genuinely believe, or I would like to believe, people do the best they can. And so that is why I would like to see Ashley dive into that relationship with her mom. And also, this is why I would like to be hopeful that Jamoie has the gumption to say, you know what, is this late in the game? I've done things for more than half my life this way, but for my family, let me put in the effort and see what I can do. If we get to see that side of Jamoie, I do think, that will have me to be Team Tyler's on that. I'm interested in seeing this. I don't want to cancel the cast just yet, just because I think there's more development that can be had. And I think that I think we're only on season 2, and I think a lot of people are still in their head about, oh, I don't want to show this, oh, I don't want to see that. And I think if we give them just one more season after this, I think we can get down to the real meat of what's going on with the family dynamic. So I would like to see Jamie trying a little bit harder and doing the internal work. I would like to see him with his male friends. Somebody brought up, how hard it is for cops and detectives. I'd like to see him film with some of those cops and detectives. I mean, open my eyes and show me something I haven't seen before. I'll stop meeting with Quick. That's an empty scene. Take me to the people you work with, all of these people who have all of these stories to tell. Let's talk about it. I want to know how that impacted you all as men and fathers in the community. Show me the different side to DC and the DMV area. That's what I like to see. But I will agree with Shane on one thing. Joi and Clifton, listen, if you don't tell the truth about that affair with the mumbo sauce, you don't need to come back next season. And we can go ahead and promote Sherrell and Black to full-time. Because I do think I'm interested in seeing the dynamics between Sherella's life and her parents and what it was like for her growing up. I feel like there's so many stories and we're playing around on the surface. Carlos, if you're listening, the same way you get on Bravo, Andy, you need to do better yourself, son, because we got some stories here with these Black folks and I want to hear about it.
Yes, we got some missed opportunities because you so much in the business of Bravo. Okay.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, you can. And
Joi, this is for you, Joi, if you're listening. Hey, girl. Don't vent about how you don't like people talking about people behind each other's back when you talk about people behind each other's back. Like, that's not cute.
Facts.
True.
Facts. That's facts. That's facts. I missed that. That's facts. So listen, guys, I love y'all. Thank you. It was a ladies' night. Okay. It's our day and we had a ladies' night and I really enjoyed it. Tomorrow night, guys, I'm going to bump this up. It's just that I went out on Monday night. I had to go see my husband in Creed 3 and he did an amazing job. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. And
that's my husband.
Okay,
Diva,
I give him to
don't
you
break
because
up
he's
the
closer to your age.
No,
listen, I'm gonna give him to you because he's closer to your age, and I don't want to be doing a share over here. Okay, I'm not gonna do a share in Madonna over here. And tomorrow
we
night,
not Young Miami.
And listen, I'm not. I'm doing what you call it tomorrow. The candy show, the Escape in SWV. I'm doing that. I don't know if y'all saw it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. So I'm gonna recap that tomorrow night. Yes, Creed 3 was so good. I'm gonna go see it. Yes. He did an amazing job directing. The little girl that played the daughter, she really is deaf in real life. She did an amazing job, such a cutie pie. And that movie is making so much money. Sylvester Stallone missed out because he was in an argument. See, all arguments are not worth it. In the argument about creative or whatever he was in the argument about, and he missed out on all this good money. Come on, Sylvester. And I love Sylvester Stallone. Yes, it was ladies' night. Ladies' night. Anyway, guys. Oh, good ratings. You saw yes, Michael B. Jordan. He dates Black girls. He dated Lori.
I knew somebody was.
Oh, excuse me. That's only one Black girl.
Don't do that to him, y'all.
Well, you're actually right, Diva. He date white girls, but this is just a bubble. We know we're not gonna date Michael B. Jordan. Let us live in our little bubble. People like who they like.
Creed, awesome movie, but I miss Sylvester Stallone. Hope he's in 4. Well, Latasha, he better get his mind right. I didn't know that Sylvester Stallone sold his rights to Rocky, which means that he's not a part of this Creed and Rocky fan. Listen, Sylvester Stallone messed up. So he better get his life together, get out his feelings, and get back in these movies and get him a piece of change. It's not, he sold it. What are you going to do? Don't sell your legacy, people.
I didn't even know there was a Creed 2.
Huh?
I didn't even know there was a Creed 2.
Yes, it was. And
Sylvester Stallone, I guess he's not my husband anymore. I'm not giving him to you because I don't watch his movies.
Yes, listen, guys. Thank you for joining the train ride tonight. I truly appreciate y'all. Listen, I'll be here tomorrow night doing a recap on SWV and Escape. And can I say something, S Lover? They got it twisted. It should be Escape and SWV. Okay, it shouldn't be SWV and Escape. I'm pissed off about the name, but I'm going to recap it anyway, right? And I'm going to flip the name for my recap. But anywho,
what
listen,
channel
guys,
is that on?
It's on Bravo. It's on Bravo. It's coming in. It's gonna probably play in the place time since Potomac is done. It's gonna air in their times, that time slot. But I mean, really, you look at it. You're gonna enjoy it. It's really good. But anyway, guys, listen. Have a good night. Hit that like button on the way out, and I'll see you tomorrow night for the next train ride. Choo choo.
Night. Choo choo.
Good night.
Good night.